plus
Oh,
Oh no, I'm gonna have my ELA STAAR on next Monday, and like my math STAAR on
hmm.
April 23rd.
Okay, very nice. So let's go one by one. Let's see who has what topic that they wanted to discuss. Okay, that you needed help with. Okay, because I'm not teaching anything new to you guys. I'm just trying to make sure that if anybody in the class has any doubt with any particular thing, that gets sorted out. And I will try to go little fast so that we can judiciously use the time and make sure everybody's this thing is covered. So I heard Ishan, you had certain doubt with fraction, addition, subtraction, correct?
no, it was step diagrams and expanded form.
Say that again.
Strip diagrams and expanded form.
Okay. So what was the first one? Which diagram you said?
Strip diagram.
I'm still not able to hear you.
I'll,
Anybody?
I'll type it in the chat.
Yeah. Put
He
it
said
here.
strip diagram.
Strip diagram. Okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me who in this class knows about it. Gitesh, do you know what is strip diagram?
I just need a small hint, then I'll remember. I forgot, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what strip diagram because I forgot it.
That's okay. That's okay. So strip diagram. How do I spell it?
STAAR.
STRIPDIAGRAM.
Yes. No, diagram spelling I know. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay. So let me see what is that you guys need to know, and I will explain that. Okay. Oh,
Sir, did you get my
yeah,
what's
yes, I'll come to you. I'll come to you. Just let me do one by one. So strip diagram, and let me just quickly finish that. I'll come to you. Okay.
I just need a little help with both and then I'll remember.
Okay. So tell me what is that you don't know? That's what I'm trying to understand.
For step diagram, I'm pretty sure I learned it,
Mm-hmm.
but I forgot what it looks like.
Okay.
And for
Hold
expanded,
no long discussions because that is where we'll lose time. So let me try to explain that to you. Okay. So uh, come on. I'll quickly explain that to you. What exactly is the strip diagram? Okay. Okay. All right. I think I can make it much simpler for you guys. Okay. So strip diagram is again a uh, let me share my screen quickly before. Hello, Salini.
sir.
Hello there. So strip diagram. What is a strip? When you say strip this, it's nothing but you are kind of breaking something into smaller pieces. Okay, stripping, strip off this cover, break it, split this, whatever it is, right? I mean, just
Now I
I'm
know.
now you know. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I just searched it up on
no,
Bing
no.
and then I
Oh,
found it.
okay. Stop there. Stop there. Let me finish this quickly because if we do debate here, we'll not have enough time. Okay, let's stop here. So I will explain that to Ishan, and then if anybody thinks that there's a better way of explaining it, I will listen to you guys. Okay. Now let's look at this. Let's say I have $32. Okay, and I want to give it to to two people. Okay. So I have $32. This is one complete bar. Look at this like the bar or the candies that we eat. Let's say if you have to break this into three pieces, if you have to distribute it among three siblings, what will you do? You break this into three pieces. One piece goes to the younger sibling, one goes to the eldest one goes to the middle one. Yeah. So this trip diagram is nothing but a diagram which gives you a pictorial view of how you distribute, divide, subtract things. Okay. Now let's say you have to divide, you have to subtract 16 from 28. Okay. What will you say? You will use a strip diagram like this. You'll say, okay, I have 28. I'm dividing 16. What is that I'm left with? So you will put two boxes here. Okay, this is one big box. Inside that, you are making two boxes. Okay. So 16 is this part. What is the remaining? You'll know, okay, 28 minus 16 is 12. So this goes into here. Strip diagram is nothing but it's a pictorial representation of how you split, how you divide. So tomorrow, if somebody says, okay, divide 27 by 3, you can use a strip diagram to denote that like this. You'll say 27 here, you'll put three boxes, it becomes 999. Okay, and these are all equal. So this is a quick view of what is strip diagram conceptually. Ishan, now you tell me what is that is confusing as per your understanding, and I can probably try, explaining that further.
For the strip diagram, I would say like I'm pretty sure that was it, but I reviewed the STAAR test, the practice STAAR test with my mom, and we were trying to figure it out, the name, but we just called it strip diagram. So I don't know what I saw in the STAAR test, if it was the same or if it was different.
Okay, check and let me know. All right.
But I'm pretty sure it's the same. So
Okay. All right. So let me know if there's any doubt. So that no, I would not want to spend much time discussing or deliberating things, so that no, I'm able to pay attention to everybody. So let's go to Gitesh. He has raised his hand for some time. Gitesh, what was
Yes.
the question or topic that you wanted to?
I want to do additive and multiplicative.
So additive and multiplication. You want to do again.
Additive and multiplicative.
Okay. So you have to tell me now, since we are not starting from a scratch, right? So right now we are only focusing on what we need to know, what we need to do for start test wherever we are lacking. So you tell me what is the that you know and what is the doubt you have, so that we can focus on clearing the doubt first.
Uh, I knew that it's like like graphing it, but I don't know how to solve problems with it.
So you
Like,
okay. First, you tell me when you say additive and multiplicative.
it's
What?
basically add and multiply. It's just a
Okay.
fancy word.
Okay. So what is that you don't know about adding or multiplying? See, I
Not,
will ask you some
not like
stupid
that.
question,
Like it's graphing it.
graphing it. Okay. So, but tell me, do you know how to graph things, or how do you use equation for graphing things?
Mm, my teacher taught me. I just couldn't understand it.
Okay. All right. So let's look at this. I'll give you some basic concepts here, and then we can go deeper into it in the subsequent classes. But let me first share my screen. Hands down. Let me know if you can see it now.
I cannot.
Can you see it now?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see it now?
yeah.
Yes.
Now, when you look at your this white screen, okay, it has one horizontal this thing and one vertical this thing. Okay. Horizontal line. I mean, this defines the boundary. Any page, A4 sheet, or anything that you use, even a surface, it has one horizontal line and one vertical line, making this like a surface, and then you play with it, right? If we are looking at a football ground, here you have the goal post, here you have the goal post, and people play around here. So it's always one thing, one horizontal line and one vertical line that defines the boundary for you, which is pretty much a rectangle. But I'm not going to the definition of rectangle. What I'm saying is any surface that you look at is like this, where you draw, where you play, where you even sit down and eat. Yeah. Now, so it's very important for us to know how do I define the boundaries of my surface. So then this concept came into the picture. Okay, we can say that every plane surface has two sides. One is the horizontal side, one is the vertical side. Right? If you look at your bed, also where you sleep, there's a horizontal line where is a horizontal side, and there's a vertical side. Vertical side is where you decide the length, right? I mean, who is how tall, how many kids can sleep there. I mean, kids of what size can sleep there. Let's say a kid's bed, let's say a kid is 3 feet tall, so bed will be this big. If the daddy is 6 feet tall, kid will be the bed will be 6 feet or 7 feet maybe tall, right? So the bed will be this big. Now, if you look at the horizontal side, if the bed is a thin bed, only one child can sleep. If the bed is like a king bed, 4 kids can sleep, right? So there are two dimensions. One is a horizontal dimension, one is a vertical dimension. That is essentially what we use for graphs. Okay. In the graph, you have one vertical side which is used as a reference. That is called y-axis. Okay. This is called y-axis, the vertical one, where I'm making the line thicker and thicker and thicker. Okay. That's called y-axis. And the horizontal line which decides how broad or how wide the bed would be to accommodate 5 or 10 kids, this is x-axis. Okay, so you will deal with, when you deal with graph, you will deal with these two x and y axis. Somebody has raised the hand, but I would say keep your hands down for now. Let me complete and then we'll
It
come.
was me.
They, it's I want to say something like
hold
uh
it hold it for 2 minutes. Let me complete my chain of thoughts. I'll come to you again. Okay. So when you look at a graph, it is always comprising of two axes, x and y. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Everybody will hold their horses for 2 minutes before I come back to you guys. Now, now in the graph, if you look at the page, let's say the screen that you're seeing, if I'm talking about this point, you can always say, oh, this is this far from this x-axis and this far from y-axis. If you talk about this point, this is this far from the x-axis and this far from the y-axis. Or you can also say, okay, this is on the y-axis, this far it is, this far. On the x-axis, it is this far. So basically, it's always like, it gives you a reference frame against which you can say, okay, if you look at this point, you'll say, okay, this is this far from the y-axis, this far from the x-axis. If you look at this point, you'll say, oh, this is this far from x-axis, this is this far from the y-axis. Okay, before I go further, so far you have only seen any, you can, this graph helps you locate any point against the x and y axis. I'm not talked much about it, but let me stop here and see if anybody has any question before I go further. Gitesh, I stopped you, so you had some question, you want to say something?
this I already know, but
No, I will come to that. See, I will not give you a point blank answer, right? That, oh, this is what it is. Done. No, I have to explain things to you, right? That's what I'm trying to do. So I have just talked about the foundation block, how the graph has started. Because now we have Salini, we have uh, Abhik, Ishan, everybody in the class. I want to make sure that everybody understands the concept. Then I'll come to you. Okay. So this part is clear to everybody.
Could you repeat it?
Repeat. I said that if you look at your page, this point or this point or this point, how you can locate? You cannot. There's no scientific way to do it. That is where a graph helps. If you look at any surface, be it a drawing board, be it a laptop, be it a screen, be it a A4 sheet, there's a method used by graph which helps you, which is read in two directions. This direction as x-axis, this direction as y-axis. Any surface. You can simply draw it on the floor also. Say, okay, the horizontal one is my x-axis, vertical one is my y-axis. Now with respect to this, so this is your center. You can also imagine this as two number lines being perpendicular to each other. So this is one number line. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 0. 1, -1, -2, -3, -4. And here is another number line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here it is -1, -2, -3, -4. So there are two number lines that you're seeing, which we call as x and y axis, and these are perpendicular to each other. This helps you, if you have a point here, you can locate this guy. Oh, this guy is this far from the x-axis and this far from the y-axis. So far, I've only told about that. Is there any confusion about it? Any doubt?
No.
No? Okay. Now let's come to Gitesh. So yeah, I just told the basic Gitesh now. You tell me from where you would want me to start with when it comes to your confusion or doubt about this.
I was talking about a different graph. Like I don't know how to say it, but
Okay.
um,
Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. I was just trying to get a sense of where are you right now with the understanding, and then I will explain further. Okay. Now, so far, x and y axis, nobody has any doubt, right? What these are
I
like
don't. Yeah, these are.
Mm.
they are two number lines. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is x axis. This is -1, -2, -3, -4. Here it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay, so this is y axis. Now, let's look at a point here. Okay, this point. I want to identify this point. So this point is, if you see where it is matching with x-axis, it is 2. So I will write as 2. Where it is meeting with y-axis, again point 2. Sorry, point 2. Number 2. So this is called the coordinates. Point 2 and point 2. Sorry. 2 comma 2. Because it is meeting. See, here it is meeting this line for 2, and here also it is meeting for 2. Let's say if you look at this point here, and here it is -3. So how will you locate this point? You will again do the same thing. Here it is meeting with +3, and here it is -3. So first the x-axis -3, y-axis is 3. So this point is -3 and 3. These are called coordinates. This is something similar to what you see in Google Maps, right? Whenever you search a location that I want to go to that place, you search, give the address, it find out the coordinates, how to locate that particular point on the map on Google, and then it tries to help you find things. Okay. Any questions so far? So any point that you talk about, any point, I was saying that no, this x and y axis of the graph helps you locate a point against these two lines. If I look at, let's say, this point, or let's say this point here, what will be, what do we see? It is meeting at 1 with x-axis, and let's say maybe 3.5 here. So the coordinates will be 1 on the x-axis, and on the y-axis it will be 3.5. So it's always whatever value you see on the first point before the comma, that is the x-axis value, and this is the, or it's called x coordinate, or this is called y coordinate. So far, I have only explained how do you locate a point on the graph, okay, and what is the meaning of x and y coordinates. Any doubt? Yeah, Ishan.
So how do you know if it's 3.5? Is it 3.5? It's in the middle of 3 and 4.
Yes, correct. That is how it is. So see, right now here I have drawn on the a white screen, so you're not able to see it. But when you see the graph paper, you'll be able to clearly see it because the graph paper has all the lines drawn. So you can just put a point, and you'll be able to see okay where it is against the x-axis and where it is against the y-axis. It'll be very visible. Here it is no a dirty drawing. That's why you're not able to see it clearly. But yeah, like what you said, 3.5 will be between 3 and 4 on the number line. Yeah. Okay. Any doubts so far before I move forward? Okay. Now coming to your point, Gitesh. So we talked about x and y axis, the x and y coordinates. We talked about the points, how to locate it also. This is x axis, this is y axis. Now, how do we make a line? We make a line by or line segment by just joining two points, correct? If you have
Correct.
2 points, you just join them, that makes it a line. Now let me do something. So now remember one thing, okay? If I am talking about this point, if I say 2 and 4, what do I mean? This is the value of the x coordinate and this is the value of the y coordinate. That is how I'm locating this, meaning this is in the number line for x, it is 2, and on the number line for y it is 4. That's why it is 2 and 4, correct? Now let's do some more fun thing. Salini, are you able to follow me?
Yes.
Okay. I have to just make sure that everybody is with me. I should not be teaching something that I'm just teaching to myself. Okay. Now we talked about graph, we talked about x-axis, y-axis, we talked about how to locate a point. Now let me give you one equation. X plus 7 equal to 5. Sorry, come on. This cannot be equation. Let me give you one equation. Says x plus y equal to 17. Now, many of you would think that what is this crap? X plus y equal to 17, this equation. We have not heard about equation or anything, right? We have not even learned this. But in simple terms, this is nothing but I'm telling you guys a story, okay? I'm not teaching you math, I'm not teaching you equation or anything. What I'm saying is x is me and y is my friend. Okay. The amount of money that I have with me and the amount of money y has with him. So let's say no, Gitesh is my friend. Okay. So this is x is me and y is Gitesh. So the money that I have plus the money that Gitesh has added together is $17. This is the cash we have. So that is what is written here in the form of an equation. This says money that the teacher has and money that Gitesh has, sum of that is $17. This is represented as a thing called equation. And now you will deal with this quite often because this relates to the word problems. Now let's look at some more examples. Let's say I take 2 hours for going to school and 1 hour while coming back. What is the total time I take? So I'll say, let's say X hours is my time taken for going to school, Y is for coming back from school, X plus Y is the total time I spend. Now, just now I mentioned that I am taking 2 hours for going to school and 1 hour for coming back. So I will just use this value in this equation and say, okay, 2 plus 1 is 3. So this is the total time spent is. So you can always write this as an equation saying, okay, total time to spent in school equal to x plus y, where x is the time for going, y is the time for coming. Okay. And you will say that, okay, you have to add a z also. This is the total number of hours that I'm spending in the class. Let's not complicate it. I'm keeping it simple for now. So any equation that you see, let's say somebody says the money that I have with me today is 3 times the money my daughter has plus 10. If my daughter has $5, how much I have? 3 into 5 plus 10, right? You guys would have probably heard, or you can do a deal with your parents also, saying that, okay, if I work for $5 for 2 hours for doing household chores, let's say you can give me $2 or $5. If I work for 5 days, how much I will get? So you'll say, okay, every day is, let's say, $5. If I work for 5 days, how much will I get? 5 into 5, 25. Or you can always say, okay, $5 into number of days, 5 into x. Now you can choose whether you want to work for 5 days or you want to work for 7 days. Okay. Now let me give an example. Salini has $20 with her. Okay. Let's say she has $20 with her now. And she does a deal with her mom saying, okay, if I help you in the kitchen for 30 minutes every day, you will give me $2. Okay. Now Salini starts thinking, if I have $20 now, if I work with mommy for next 30 days, how much money will I have? So she wants to know how much money she will have. This is how much. Why? She knows that I have $20 with me. And every day I'm getting $2. If I work for X number of days, this is how my number will increase. If I work for one day, so she'll get 2 into 1, $2 plus she has 20. It will become 22. If she works for 2 days, it becomes 2 into 2, 4 plus she has 20. It becomes 24. If she works for 3 days, it's 2 into 3 plus 20 is $26. So this equation represents that relationship or the word problem that I was talking about. That if Salini wants to know how much money she will have, if today she has 20 and she gets $2 for helping mommy in the kitchen every day. This becomes the equation, or 2 into x, whatever you call it. Okay. Now, if I plot this thing, y equal to 20 plus 2x, if I'm plotting Salini's example on the graph, see, this is how it will look like. This is my x-axis, this is y-axis. I'll say this is 10, 20, 30, 10. I'm just trying to make it a bigger number so that no 10, 20, 30. Here it is, let's say 20, 40. Here it's minus 20, minus 40. Now, in this equation, if I want to plot this on this graph, what I will do, I will put x equals to 0. When, let's say, if Salini doesn't work, how much money she will have? She will have, this will be 2 into 0 is 0 plus 20. So if she doesn't work, she will have, if x is 0, how much is the value of y? If x is 0, the y is 20 because she did not work. So 2 into 0 is 0. So meaning this is the point. X is 0 and y is 20. Now let's see, where is that point? X is 0, y is 20. If you look at this point, this is one point. Here, value of x is 0 because this is meeting the origin, 0, and y is 20. Now, let's make 10 as x as 5. Let's say if Salini works for 5 days, how much money she will have? So 2 into 5, 10. So if I'm saying x equals to 5, here 2 into 5, 10 plus 20, 30. Y equals to 30. So here I'm getting second point where x equal to 5 and y equal to 30. So this becomes my second point, which is 5 on x, 30 on y. If I join these 2 points, this becomes my line. So Gitesh, now you can relate that if I have any equation, I can use that equation to plot a graph. How did I do it? It might look complicated, but actually it is not. Everybody understood what is x and y coordinate, right? When I was talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. If somebody says draw a line, draw a graph with x plus y equal to 20. Okay. This is my 0. This is, let's say, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. Minus 5, minus 10. These are all 5. Okay. Let's say x plus y equal to 20, meaning value of x and value of y added together is 20. Let's say x is 0. What will the value of y? If I'm adding 0 plus something to make it 20, it will be 20. I have nothing. I have to get 20, right? X plus y is 20. If x is 0, what will the value of y? How much you will add to 0 to make it 20? 20, right? So it is, this is one point where x equals 0 makes y equals to 20. Are you guys able to follow me? That's what I have to ensure. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I got 1 point. When x is 0, y equals to 20. This is 1 point. Now make x as 10. What is the value of y? 10 plus something equal to 20. What will
Z-
be the,
uh, 10 plus 0 equal to. Wait, 10 plus 10 equal to
yeah.
20.
I'm saying if x is 10, what is the value of y? Because 10 plus something equal to 20, meaning y will be equal to 20 minus 10. Yeah. You subtract that, right?
Yeah.
So I got second point where x is 10 and y is also 10. If you join these 2 points, that becomes your line. Okay. Now, what it means is any point on this line, any point, you pick any point on this line, sum of, you will have value of x and y, sum of that will be 20. Okay. That's what this graph is about. Now, we have seen what is the x and y coordinate, what is the graph, why do we need graph, how to find a particular point on the graph, how to get its x and y coordinates, and we have just learned a little bit about how to draw a line with the equation. Now I want to know what is, if there's anything confusing with whatever we have learned, or any question or any doubt that you had, Gitesh. I know it is little early for Ishan, Salini. These things they don't learn in grade 3. But I'm just explaining them the concept part, right? So that when they come to higher grade, they're able to relate. Same with Abhik also. I don't think Abhik would have learned graph by now. But
Oh yeah.
so tell me, Ishan, sorry, Gitesh, what is the confusion that you have now? And then we can go deeper into it.
Um, I think you clarified it.
So see, now um, I can do a double click on what I was saying so far. Okay. So additive or multiplicative. That's what you were trying to know. Correct.
Correct.
So this is, it looks very cryptic, right? When I kind of think about it as a normal person, that okay, I have to learn additive and multiplicative. It looks very something very heavyweight, but actually it's not. All that we are doing here is an example of that. Additive has a word add in it. additive. Okay. Multiplicative has a word multiply in it. Yeah. Now you have to relate that with some real life example. Let's say I got 20 I got some marks in maths, some in physics, some in chemistry, some in social studies. That is my total marks. What I will do, I'll say, okay, I got some marks in maths. I'm putting M as to represent maths, some in social studies, some in science, and some in English, let's say. That is my total marks. You're adding them. This is additive. Since here I was showing 5 papers. Now, if we talk about, let's say only two kids, that Salini and let's say uh, Abik.
Yes.
I'm giving example. Don't worry. I'm saying the money that Salini has and the money that Abik has in their piggy banks. Sum of that is $25. I can very well convert that story into an equation. I'll say Salini, S stands for Salini, A stands for Abhik. Sum of their money in their piggy bank is $25. See, this became an equation. If I replace Salini with X and Abhik with Y, I can still tell the same story, saying sum of money that Salini and Abhik have in their piggy bank is $25. See, this became an equation. Now I can plot this equation on the graph. Okay. I will say this 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5 minus 5 minus 10 minus 15, 20. 5. See, I'm trying to draw the graph manually. You guys don't have to struggle with that because there are graph paper in the market and that we always use. I'm just using, putting that effort extra to explain you guys. That's all. Otherwise, you will not do this kind of circus. You will do that in a more standard, sensible way. Okay. So here now I got the equation x plus y equal to 25. I will use. I will not explain that to you guys again, but um, I will pick 2 points which will. Okay, this is not 15. This is 25. So it will be somewhere here. And so I'll find 2 points to draw this line. Okay, so I'll put x equals to 0 and find out what is the value of y, and I'll put y value of y is 0, and then find the two coordinates. Draw this line. You don't have to worry about plotting this graph. I think it's too early for all of you. I was just explaining it, and I kind of got emotional to explain that to you. But for you, it's very simple. When you talk about additive or multiplicative, it only represents a story to be written in a form of equation. That is where, okay, so it might say, okay, I can tell you a story, right? I have some money with me. I had some money with me. I gave $20 to no to one friend of mine. Whatever money I have, that is double the money of my what my daughter has. This is an equation. See, this equation has a story. Whatever money I had, I gave $20 to one of my friend, and then whatever I am left with, that is 2 times the money my daughter has. This is a multiplicative thing. I can also say, let's say there could be another situation where I'll say, okay, Ishan has 2 times the money that his brother has. Okay, this is the equation. This is a multiplicative example. So all that we do, uh, converting a story into an equation is what you will probably deal with as part of additive or multiplicative. And it is not limited to that. You will do a lot of subtraction. You can do division also. You'll say, okay, whatever money I have, divide that by 3, and then whatever is remaining, that is $20 more than my neighbor. That is also a story. So when you hear these kind of stories, you start understanding it, and you start, okay, I said a story, right? Whatever money I have, I lost two-thirds of my money in doing gambling, let's say. I lost it in Las Vegas. Two-thirds of my money I lost. So what I'm left with is only one-third. But that money is still $20 more than what my neighbor has. So let's say if I had X, I lost two-thirds of it. So what I'm left with is one-third. But that money is still $20 more than what my neighbor has. So maybe my neighbor was doing more gambling than me. So that's how I have more money. Yeah. So all these are all different examples of converting a word problem into an equation, and that turns out to be the that is what you relate as additive or multiplicative, depending on what is the word problem. And then we talked about the graph, we talked about the x and y coordinate when we tried talking about how do we plot a line also. I don't think you guys will have to plot the line at this point in time, but at least having that understanding helps. Yeah. So we talked to Ishan, we talked to Gitesh. Gitesh, any other question? Any other?
No.
No. Okay. Any other topic that you would want to cover before I go to Salini? Salini had raised her hand.
No.
Okay.
Maybe next class on Sunday we can revise the expanded form.
Yes, we will. We will.
I
So
should.
yeah, expanded form. I can do a little bit of that in today's class also, but yeah, let's hear Salini first. Yeah, Salini, go ahead.
For like the total of the for the total, the is there any symbol for the total like for the equations like x and y and for the total?
Yeah, so that equal to sign that we were seeing, that is nothing but the total part of it. So let me see. Um, I would want you guys not to memorize this, but hear it like a story, okay? And after the class, also, whenever you get time, sometimes not try watching the video for 5-10 minutes at least. It will be able to help you. It will help you to recall a lot of things that we learned here. Okay. So now let's look at the story again. If I say my total saving is based on how much money I earn through my job and the money that I earn by doing farming. Okay, let's say my I get some money through my job and I get some money through by doing farming. Let's say, I mean, I don't do farming, but I'm saying, okay, that this is my total saving. Okay, or total. So here, this equal to is a very important part of the equation. It says something plus something is equal to this, something minus something equal to this, something multiplied by something else equal to something else. Yeah. So this equal to sign plays a very, very important role in helping you decide total or doing all the calculation. There's no sign for total as such, but this equal to sign is the decider. Okay. That is a what do you call a building block for any equation. If I say, if I'll tell you, okay, uh, I slept for 8 hours, then I studied for 3 hours, and then I played for 5 hours, then I was watching video game. So I slept for 8 hours, I studied for 3 hours, then I played for 5 hours, and for rest of the time I was watching video games. But if this is all that I did in a day, That means this all added up to 24 hours. Yeah. So this equal to sign gives you a conclusive view. You'll say, okay, I have 5 right now. Let me get 10 more. That'll be the total money I have. So you'll say, I have 5 and I'll get 10 more. That'll be my total. So there's no symbol like this or this or this or this for total. But this equal to sign helps you find out um, the outcome or relate the or get the conclusive view of things. Did I answer your question, Salni?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's see. Ishan wanted to know the expanded form. Yeah,
I
Ishan.
kind of know already what it is.
Okay. So let's see if I know it or not. Let me see. If I have 15, I can write this like 10 plus 5. If I have 220, I can write this as 200 plus 20 plus 0. I have 175. I can write this as 100 plus 70 plus 5. Yeah, Ishan, are you with me?
Yeah.
Now, there's one more thing, something called place value. Okay. So place value, let's play with the place value first, then we'll talk about the expanded form tomorrow. Okay. So that way, first is called unit place. Unit. Then you have 10. Then you have 100. Then you have 1,000. Then you have 10,000. Then you have 100,000. Then you have million. Then you have 10 million, 100 million, then a billion. Okay. So here you will see that unit 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. So let's put it this way. If I am talking about this, how do I read? This is my unit place, this is my tens place, this is my hundredth place. In hundreds place, I have 5. That's why I call it 500. Yeah. If I look at 379, this is unit place, this is tens place, this is hundreds place. I have 3 in hundreds place. That's why I said 300. 7 is in tens place. That makes it 70. So we call it 70. 370. Then in unit place, I have 9. I call it 379. If I have something like, I have 3 in the unit place, I have 6 in the tens place, I have 8 in the hundreds place, I have 1 in the thousands place. So I read from this way to this way. 1 in the thousands place, I'm saying 1,000. 8 in the hundreds place, I say 1,800. 6 in the tens place, that makes it 60. So 1,860. Then I have 3 in the units place, that makes it 3. 1,863. This is how I read it. Correct? Again, let's play with some bigger number. 2, 4, 3, 6, 8, 2, 5. What I'll do is I'll just make it little, put some comma after 3 numbers each so that it makes it easy to read. Now unit 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. This is the order. Unit 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. What do I have in this place? This is 2 is a million place. So 2 million. 2 million. This is 100,000. So 400,000. 2 billion 400. Then I have 36. So 2,436,825. This is how I break it. So if you go on breaking it, if you go on expanding it, it will become 2 million plus 400,000 plus 30,000 plus 6,000 plus 800 plus 20 plus 5. That is how you will expand it. But it's very important for us to know the sequence, and the sequence goes as unit, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 100,000, million. 10 million, 100 million, sorry, yeah, and then a billion. Yeah. So that is how it goes. So every three digit, if you see here, one unit, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion. And then you can simply go on. But I have never seen numbers beyond this. I'm not seeing enough money beyond this. So maybe, we will stay here. Okay. So this is the place value thing that I just wanted to quickly catch up on, so that when we go for expanded form, it's easy to relate. Okay. Ishan, Shalini,
Mm.
yeah. Abhik, you were able to follow me?
Yes.
Okay. And Gitesh, whatever we wanted to learn with respect to additive and multiplicative, was that understandable, relatable? Any doubt?
No.
No. All right. So that is all we wanted to cover today. But let's go to Salini. I've not asked Salini what she wants to learn from me today. I'm not teaching new concepts right now because I want you guys to focus on STAAR. And every class, when I hear some questions, concerns from you, that is what I'm trying to kind of explain you guys. Salini, what do you want me to explain?
I'm just like I think I'm a little bit of confused in word problems, subtractions.
Which one?
The word problems of subtraction.
Word problem of subtraction. Let's play with it. I don't do math, right? I play with math, and that is what I want you all to do. Okay. So let me share my screen for a quick example. Okay. Word problem with subtraction. Okay. We'll not look at any complicated thing. Let's say you have some money. Okay. You gave $20 to Sivatsav. Okay. How much money you are left with? It was a story that I told you, that you have some money. You gave Sivatsav 20. How much money you are left with? This is the equation. I converted the story into equation. That Salini had some money. I don't know how much it was. Out of that, she gave 20 to her elder brother. And this is what she is left with. So imagine if Salini had $100. How much she has now? She had 100. She gave 20 to her brother. Now she has $80.
$80.
Yeah. If Salini had $5,000, how much she has now? 4,980 now. So depending on what is the value that she had, we can use this equation to solve it. Okay. So any question, any word problem that you come across, or any mathematical problem you come across, I will repeat myself. Use, use this formula. Okay. This formula is called TRAN. Always trust yourself. Yes, I can solve the problem. Then you start with read. Read the question once, twice, thrice, four times. Okay? When you read the question again and again, it will become lighter, easier, easy to. Uh, Whoever is talking, please go on mute. Okay. So after you read the question couple of times, you will see that the question has become easier to solve. Who is typing in between. A big, please go on mute.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going mute. I'm just not doing anything else.
Okay. No, no, no.
Just
So
picking up on it.
somebody was typing probably, so that's why I was getting distracted a bit. Okay. Yeah.
I was
So
clicking on the space button, but when I realized that it was just mute and mute button.
okay. All right. So what I was saying was that any word problem that you come across, you use this formula, you'll be able to solve it 90% of the cases. Okay. First is trusting yourself that you can solve it. So never doubt, oh no, this looks difficult, I'll not be able to do it. The time you say so, your chances of solving that problem is gone. Okay. So don't say that. Any question that you come across, always trust that yes, if anybody can solve it, that will be me. That is only one time thing. So once you trust yourself, this part is taken care, 70% of the problem is solved. Then you read the question. So word problem, again, since you guys are getting ready for STAAR test, every question that you come across, read, 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 till you get bored, till you get tired, till you get convinced that there's nothing new that you're going to learn by reading it one more time. But don't be complacent and say, oh, I read it once, I'm good. No, that is where the chances of going wrong is more. Read the question at least two times, I would say, two or three times. And when you read the question, you will see the actual benefit in that exercise. That the question looks easier now when you read two, three times. After you have done it, then you analyze, meaning, oh, this question was saying this. So basically, it is asking me to divide something or subtract something, multiply something. Oh, this is what it is asking me to do, and this is what I can do. Do I know how to multiply? Yes, I do. Okay, this is what I will do. That is how it works. Okay. So this is the next phase, analysis phase. Trust yourself, read enough, analyze the question, analyze how you're going to solve it. Then comes Nike, which you all know. Just do it. If you have read the question properly, if you have analyzed how you're going to solve it, then it is Nike. Okay. Just do it. And I know this is something that I have explained to you guys so many times. And I'm just saying it again because just before the exam, if this sticks with you in your mind, you will probably uh, make sure that you are reading the questions enough before trying to solve it. So Salini, to your point, any word problem that you see or hear or you have to solve, read it couple of times, because reading is the trick. When you read the question two three times, you will see that it becomes easier. It is like singing, right? When you, let's say, if you're learning how to sing, just listening to a song once and then starting singing doesn't help. You might not be able to do the best job. You sing it two, three, four times. Find out where you read it multiple times, right? Same way you will hear the song multiple times, and then you'll try singing the same way. So it comes with practice. So three, four times when you practice it, you'll see that your song has come out really well. So here also the same thing. Any question that you come across, read it, read it, read it. Two, three times when you read it, you will see, oh, this looks easier. A formula, if I can tell you, if you read the question three times, your question becomes half difficult. Okay, at least half. And then you need to solve it. Okay. So this is where I would want to stop. Any questions you guys have? I know, Ishan, we are going to talk about the expanded form again tomorrow. And Gitesh, Salni, and Ishan, and Bhik, uh, just pick up a topic that you would want me to to cover in the class tomorrow, and I will do so. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not teaching something by myself right now till for the month of